Here we are. Talk Yo Talk. Week 1. NFL is here. You're with Justin Henry, Marcus Graves. We are live today. We had to go live for the season preview. We're going to talk about all the games. You guys can drop your comments in the chat. We're going to go over these games game by game and start doing predictions for the season. Marcus, you ready for this NFL season or what, man?
Man, I'm ready, man. It's been a long off season. Finally, some sports that I enjoy are on. We stop the baseball, stop all that, man. Football's back, so I'm excited.
Football's back. Baseball's almost over, even though we both got the
Yeah,
baseball caps.
I know,
We
right?
football and
Yeah,
hoop, we football and hoop guys to the core. So
yeah,
we're gonna be talking about week 1. Obviously, there's a Thursday night game as well. So we're gonna be talking about the Bills and Rams tonight. Kind of going a little more in depth in that game. But let's get to it, man. Let's get to this NFL schedule. One of the first games on is going to be the Eagles and outside of the Thursday night game, of course, is going to
yeah.
be Eagles Lions. Who you taking, Marcus?
Oh man, first week. I'm gonna go Lions on this one, man. It's in Detroit. I've been seeing on Twitter and on the internet, man. It's first sold out Detroit game. That's not a Thanksgiving game in like 5-7 years. So I'm gonna take Detroit. I think they got a lot of hype building around them. Young team. They're gonna be excited to play week 1.
Oh, they got a lot of hype for sure. Like the hype
Yeah,
is there now. Are they a whole different team than they were last year, like the Eagles are? I feel
yeah,
like that's the thing that I would doubt them. So I'm going to take the Eagles in this one. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson was a big addition for this team. And then also getting A.J. Brown in the offseason. I think this team comes out and shows what they've been trying to prove, this dream team thing that's there. Even though it's on the road, I feel like the
yeah.
Eagles will win this one. So give me the Eagles straight up in this one.
Yes, sir. It's tough because like the Eagles had a lot of new additions. We don't know how they're gonna pan out. Especially with a young quarterback. Like it's hard to just input new people, and there's gonna be some growing pains. I know I'm talking about the Lions on the other
Yeah,
end,
I was
but
about to say, bro, you
I
really
know,
think the Lions
yeah.
they ain't going through that same
I just
thing?
hey, it's week 1, man. You never know what happens in week 1.
You never know what happens, man. And
Yeah,
the Lions, I like what they doing though, man. I like what they doing over
yeah,
there. Dan Campbell got the team playing right. So
yeah.
we got to talk about my team. You know, we playing the Bears, 10 o'clock early game in Chicago. Any chance that the Bears upset the Niners?
Not a chance, man. Not a chance.
Nah.
I'm taking the Niners. I think just the running offense that Kyle Shanahan has instilled in that team. I think the defense is just too much for I don't think the Bears have enough offensive weapons to stay with the Niners.
Yeah, nah. Ain't no chance in hell. Ain't no
Yeah,
way the Bears
yeah,
beat the Niners. I don't care if it's in Chicago. I don't care if it's in guaranteed win stadium. It's still not happening. They
yeah,
not
yeah.
beating the Niners this week. The Niners are winning. I can see this getting ugly
I
too.
swear, I swear the Niners play in Chicago like every year, bro.
It
It's
feel like
crazy.
well they played Chicago played us last year in San Francisco,
Uh,
Santa Clara, but they
yeah,
played there last year. So I don't know. Justin Fields actually played well that game too. Like he
yeah.
was running his ass. So I just feel
Hey,
like the Niners. I feel like the Trey Lance Shanahan's gonna try to flex. Like he gonna
hey.
flex this game.
Look, I know we talking about picks, but man, what do you think about no Trey Lance as a captain of the Niners?
I don't
It's
read much
something to
into
talk
it.
about.
Nah,
It's
I don't
something
think
to
that
talk
I ain't
about.
reading into this. I ain't reading into this Jimmy G captain stuff. Nah. We gotta I think it's because he's young. You gotta earn that shit too. You know, you
I
can't just
understand that, but if you're trying to instill, confidence and all that into your young quarterback, like you want him to be the leader of the team. I don't know. I think it's something to look at. I think it's something to look
if
at.
I'm wrong about this Trey Lance thing, I'm gonna have a lot of explaining to do, bro. Because I'm
Yeah,
all in on Trey Lance, and just because Jimmy G's there, there's no captain. There's been talks of the offseason how he struggled a little bit early on. Like I ain't buying into none of that shit, dog. I'm
yeah.
here for everything Trey Lance, and I feel like at worst case scenario, he's Jimmy G with legs. Like
Okay, okay,
worst case scenario, and to me, I don't
okay.
feel like that's a bad thing because Jimmy
Yeah,
G found a way to win.
facts, facts.
All right. Enough about my team before I start getting all passionate and shit about them. Let's fucking move on. Steelers, Bengals. Steelers are underdogs in this game by 6.5 points. You think they can overcome that and beat the Bengals?
I don't see it, man. I don't see it. I think obviously Joe Burrow's coming off his, was it appendectomy surgery?
Yeah.
But he's been ramping it up. I heard he's been looking good lately in practice and stuff. Um, I think the Bengals got something to prove, man. I think they're still hungry from last year. I'm not a Mitch Trubisky guy, so
Yeah.
I'm going
Yeah.
Bengals week 1.
I'm not ready to call this a win for the Steelers. But
Uh-huh.
I am going to say this game is a lot more competitive than people think, and it wouldn't surprise me if the Steelers somehow won this game. I think a lot of people are saying that Trubisky is trash, Kenny Pickett's a rookie, but it's Mike Tomlin at the end of the day, and
True.
it's
True.
very similar, honestly, to like the Niners setup, right? Where they have a
Hmm.
strong defense, they got elite talent offensively. Now that they don't have the offensive line you want to see, but the talent is there, like receivers, the tight end, running back, all supporting pieces. So it comes down to quarterback play. And if Mitch Trubisky is just mediocre, if he's just Mitch Trubisky, Steelers have a chance. Like
Yeah.
he's not so terrible to where they won't have a chance. So I'm still running with the Bengals. I ain't gonna say I'm going with the Steelers. I'm still running with the
Okay.
Bengals. Just don't be surprised when this game is a lot closer than it appears on paper, in my
I can see
opinion.
that. AFC North battles, they're always close, man. You
Yeah,
never see
like
blowouts.
they ain't gonna just let the Bengals come in there and destroy them. Like I think the
Yeah.
Steelers game 1, 2, they got this one on their calendar. You know they do.
Yeah, for sure.
Speaking of division games, we're heading over to the Patriots and Dolphins. Another division game. We've seen the Patriots struggle a lot, obviously, with the Joe Judge, Matt Patricia pairing that's there.
Yeah.
Struggled a lot in preseason. We didn't see Mac Jones look too good, and there's a lot to be excited about with this Dolphins team. Mike McDaniel kind of taking in Tua. We've heard the Tua talk. Where are you at on this game?
Uh, it's a tough one for me, man, because I know we've talked about a lot of Tua this offseason. Obviously, talked a lot about the Miami additions. I don't know, man. Something tells me to take New England, but I'm gonna stick with Miami. I'm gonna take Miami in this one. I think there's just too much firepower on that offense. I think, in Miami first week, I'll take the Dolphins.
So you're going against your gut. Like you saying, you know what? I think the Pats are going to win, but I'm still taking the Dolphins.
It's
Why?
just like it's just tough because you can never bet against the Patriots. No matter who's on their team, they're always gonna play solid football and they're never gonna beat themselves. So for me, looking at the game, like the Dolphins are gonna have to beat the Patriots, and I don't have necessarily the confidence in Tua yet to see that happening. So
Uh,
I'm gonna go against
ah,
it. I don't know. I'm gonna go. I'm
Hey,
gonna go.
I'm
I'm gonna go
glad
with the
you're going
Dolphins.
against your gut because I'm rocking
Yeah.
with the Dolphins too. Like
Yeah.
I think the Dolphins are probably going to destroy the Patriots. I think there's real problems in New England that they're not addressing by not having. They're having when you got two defensive guys coaching your offense, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And those struggles from preseason, like I get it was preseason, but they had a lot of their starters in and were struggling against like second team defenses. So
True.
the Dolphins, to me, I think, with the setup they have, the offensive weapons, the speed that they're going to be playing at this year, there's a lot of unknowns with the Dolphins because of the new coaching regime there. But give me the Dolphins in a blowout.
Okay.
I'm talking
Ooh.
like 2 touchdown blowout.
Okay. Okay.
Like
Take the
14 plus.
points.
I'm
Take
taking
the
it's a three.
points.
It's a 3 point spread. That's probably the biggest hammer I got all week. Like I feel like they're
Okay.
gonna destroy the Pats, especially at home. So
Hey, all I remember is like I don't know why. Whenever I think of Miami in week one, I remember just like I think it was like 3 years ago probably, and Lamar just killed the Dolphins like 52-6
yeah.
in Miami. It was like
That was
these
his
people were
MVP
like,
year, right?
yeah, I was like, ever since then, like I always put that in my mind, week one, Miami.
Now,
Yeah.
every time I think of Pats, it's either Dolphins. It was either the Dolphins or the Bills. I actually think it was the Bills. And I'm pretty sure the score of that game was like 59-0,
Yeah.
58-0, something like that. When Randy Moss was on the team still, and they
Oh
just
my God.
absolutely destroyed them in the middle of the year. I'm just like, every time I think about these NFC matchups in the Patriots, the NFC East matchups, I always think of that game. It's
Oh my God.
crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Crazy. All right,
Super
here we go.
wild.
Let's go to another storyline game. Browns Panthers. Now Baker
Oh
Mayfield
man.
is at home, but it's Browns Panthers, so it's a revenge
Yeah.
game. Think he gets his revenge, or the Browns take it?
I'm taking Baker, man. He's gonna be feeling dangerous week one. He already said, which he said he didn't say, that I'm gonna fuck him up.
Mm-hmm.
I think he said it.
He said it.
If he didn't
He
say it,
said
he's
it.
thinking it. If he didn't say it, he's thinking
He
it.
said he was thinking it.
I'm taking Baker and the Panthers in week one. Christian
Yeah.
McCaffrey coming back. Whenever Christian McCaffrey's on the field, you know it's gonna be a problem. So as long as he
Yeah.
stays healthy, I'm gonna take the Panthers.
I feel like this game. I don't know what the total is for it, but I feel like this is definitely going to be a defensive matchup, low scoring type game. And in those games, it favors a team a lot of times that can run the ball, that can execute and play defense. Give me the Browns in this one, and
Okay.
I think Baker is going to play a pretty decent game, but I think the Browns are just a better team. So I'm gonna rock
No,
with the
no
Browns on
concern,
this one.
no concerns about Jacoby.
There's always concerns about Jacoby, but he's a veteran. We've seen
Yeah,
him win games before. Now, has he won them at a consistent rate? No. But I do think that he can beat a lesser team in the Panthers. I don't think the Panthers are that good. I feel like they have
yeah,
some names on the team, and the defense is solid, but they're going to lean heavily on Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, the defense. That's what it's all
yeah.
about, more so than Jacoby. So as long as he don't lose the game and do nothing stupid and lose the game, I think the Browns are going to win.
Okay, okay.
You're not confident in Jacoby at all, are you?
I'm
Like,
not. I'm not. I just don't
even
know
though
how
you
they're gonna
gave the
look.
doomsday scenario.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just not. I don't know how they're gonna look, man. Like I know Jacoby's a solid backup, um, but the Browns team, like their team is literally like if they have a top 10 quarterback, anybody like they're a Super Bowl contender. With Jacoby, it's like I don't know how they're gonna look. They have all the talent. They have the defense. They got the offense. It's all on the quarterback.
I'm just waiting to see your 9-2 scenario after 11 weeks. I want to see it.
Seriously.
I want to see what
Yeah.
happens now. They go 9-2 leading up to that time. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, let's go to AFC South. Colts, Texans play each other. A lot of division games this week one. More than I
Yeah.
recall in recent memory.
Hmm.
Colts, Texans line up, and do you see this way? Do you see this game going? The Texans
Not a
are at
chance.
home. Let's give them that.
I don't see it. I don't see it. Just like you had the Dolphins killing the Patriots, I have the Colts
Yeah.
killing the Texans,
Predict the
destroying the
score. What's the
Texans.
score going to be?
I'm gonna go 35 to 14.
35-14?
35-17. 35-17. I'll change it.
You give them the extra.
35-17.
I'm going to give them the extra 3. 14 sounds solid. I like that better.
Yeah.
They will kill them. And this Colts team is just so much better. I think they have Super Bowl aspirations as well. Texans, new coach, I just don't see it, man. I don't see it at all. I'm going Colts all day. I don't
I
think we
don't
need to
know
spend
though.
much.
Yeah, we don't need to spend time on it. But something about Davis Mills, I got my eye on him still. I got
Well,
my
he's got
eye
his
on
neck.
him, man.
He's got his neck out. He got that long
Yeah.
ass neck. He got
Yeah,
that neck.
seriously.
So
Seriously.
I don't know. I'm not buying it. Brandon Cooks, Damian Pierce. The defense
Yeah.
isn't that good. We spent too much time on the Texans already, in my opinion. Now, a game that we can spend some time on, that I don't mind spending time on, this Saints Falcons game is going to be better than people think, bro.
I disagree. I disagree.
How you figure? You
It's
think the Saints are just going to blow them out?
My NFC sleeper, man. It's my NFC sleeper. I don't see the firepower in Atlanta. I don't think they can score. I don't think they can score. I don't think they're gonna be able to move the ball as well. And my guy's back, famous Jameis, man. He's talking. I don't know if you've seen the interviews talking about the anatomy of the body. I don't know what he's talking about, but famous Jameis is back, man.
Hey,
So,
he was talking about something, man. He sounded like a damn preacher, a president, a politician. He just has his vocabulary is immaculate. I'll say
whenever
that.
Jameis Winston is talking about something that you don't know what he's saying, he's up to something.
Yeah, he up to something, man. It's
Yeah.
poetic at times. I'm trying to read
Yeah.
between the lines half the time, and I'm like, I think I know what he's saying. It sounds inspiring, but I can't quite put
Yeah.
my finger on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the Saints in this one, but it's in a close one. I
Okay.
think the Falcons being at home, division game, it feels like a lot of people are underrating this Falcons team. I don't think they're great by any means, but I don't see them just getting walked through. Like, I don't see this team just going and getting beat by 14 and 21 points each week. So I think Mariota's better. They're going to lean on the run game. I like Kyle Pitts, Drake London a lot for the Falcons. But for me, Saints are just
Drake London, he's gonna play week 1.
I think he's good to go week 1.
He's good to go. Okay.
Yeah. But to me, Saints and Mike Thomas, we got to see him fully back too. So they'll probably bring him along a little slower. But to me, I still like the Saints in that one. So we pretty much agreed on everything. Only ones right now we have different are the Eagles, Lions, and Browns, Panthers. So there's some spicier games coming up here in the afternoon slate. Let's get to them. Yeah. We got 2 more morning games. Ravens, Jets. You feel like those are going any other way than as expected?
Yeah, we could spend less time on this one than the Colts, Texans, man. It's Ravens.
I don't know.
Joe Flacco?
We seen Flacco win some games he's not supposed to.
Stop it.
All right. What about Jags Commanders? This could be interesting.
Yeah, this could be an interesting game. I'm gonna go with Washington, man. I'm gonna go with Washington. They're at home. I know just Washington's a bigger stadium. A lot of fans come out to the game. It's gonna be a loud environment. Commander Carson leading the charge.
Commander Carson.
And I haven't seen anything from the Jags that makes me want to just take a reach on them. So I'm gonna go with the Commanders.
The Commanders and Jags to me both feel like they'll be better than like 6 wins, but I don't see
Uh-huh.
much more than that. They both feel very similar to me. Like when I look at win totals, I feel like they're probably gonna be around the same. I'll go with the Jags in this one, even though it's a road game, first year. I think Doug Peterson comes out there, gets his team right. Trevor Lawrence looks good, and Commanders. I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of a mystery team to me. Like we haven't talked a lot
Facts.
about the Commanders,
Yeah.
and I haven't heard a lot about them. Like the Terry McLaurin stuff earlier on when he was, going through his contract. Brian Robinson, obviously, unfortunate incident with him,
Yeah.
and then Antonio Gibson stuff too. There was a lot of like bad narratives about this team. Nobody was really talking about if they were going to be better or worse than even last season. And Carson Wentz has had a lot of dirt thrown on his name for somebody who didn't play like terrible last year, just didn't win when it counted. So
Hmm.
I don't know. You might be onto something with the Commanders, but I'm gonna stick with the Jags on this one.
Okay. Yeah. Ron Rivera, man, he said they believe in Antonio Gibson. He's gonna get the rock.
Of course, he's saying that shit now.
I'm starting him this week. That's all I know.
Hey, it's not a bad start. But he
Yeah.
also did say last year that Antonio Gibson was going to be like Christian McCaffrey for their offense, and we
Oh
saw that was a
yeah. Okay.
complete lie.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah, all right. Well, here we go. These afternoon games: Green Bay Packers, Minnesota Vikings. This will probably be must-see TV. Probably one of the games of the week. There's actually a
Yeah.
couple even left on the slate that are good, but this Packers Vikings game has a lot of people's attention because could potentially be the changing of the guards there in the NFC North. Who do you think wins this game?
I'm rocking with you like that. Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings at the crib. A lot of hype around the team. Everybody's healthy in Minnesota. The defense has bolstered their line with Zadarius Smith. Obviously, Justin Jefferson coming back. Third year now for Justin Jefferson. So he's got a lot to prove. Everybody's talking about 2,000 yards for him.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Vikings in this one. I think they're going to take it. I'm going to give it 24-21 though. So I think it's going to be a close one.
24-21. I can see that score, but give me the opposite. I'm going with
Okay.
the Packers on this one over the Vikings. I think there's a lot of people doubting Aaron Rodgers.
Rodgers.
We saw him struggling last year,
Yeah.
championship belt. Saw him struggle early last year and then got things figured out. Said don't panic. We saw him come back to life. MVP season, another one. But I think that they start off hot this year. I think there's a lot of doubt about this team, and Aaron Rodgers wants to prove the naysayers wrong. So give me
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers off the perks, off whatever the hell he's
Okay.
on, to have
Okay.
a good game. So I'm with Rodgers on that one. Give me the Packers.
Okay. Okay.
Next up, a little less exciting. Well, could be exciting. The Giants and the Titans, bro. Now, this is two teams that are going in different directions. The Titans obviously were in the playoffs last year. A couple mistakes away from actually winning that game.
Hmm.
But we saw the Giants, and they're kind of on the rise. Got Brian Daboll there now. A lot of new weapons are back. A lot of weapons are back. They've helped the offensive line. Defense is getting better. And the Titans lost A.J. Brown, lost a couple pieces on the O line. So
Uh-huh.
these teams are trending, in different
Yeah.
directions. Who wins?
I'm gonna still stick with the Titans, man. I know I've had a lot of backlash on the Titans and how I feel they're gonna play this year, but I'm still not a Daniel Jones believer. I think the offense, even in the preseason, they didn't look great. I
Yeah.
know they're still learning the system. And I think Derrick Henry, man, although I don't think the Titans will be nearly as good as they were last year, I still think Derrick Henry's a problem. He's
Yeah.
healthy and he's back and he's ready for the season. So I'm gonna take Titans week one.
I'm at the Titans, and you know what? Everything in me wants to take the Giants, but I'm gonna roll with the Titans. I'm pulling a
Yeah,
you did with that other game, the Dolphins
yeah,
Pats game. I'm gonna go with the Titans on this one. I'm not ready to crown the Giants yet. I think it's a winnable game, but I also think this Titans team. There's a lot of people fading them a little too early. All they really
mm,
lost was AJ Brown. They lost a couple O line guys, but as far as offensively, they replaced him with Robert Woods and Traylon Burks. And so it's not like it's a huge. I understand AJ Brown, the talent is there, but it's not like it's some steep loss that can't be overcome. So to me, give me the Titans. I expect the Giants to be better than they were last year, though.
yeah, for sure. I think just later in the season. I think Brian Daboll's a good coach, so I think they'll grow later in the season, but I don't see it early.
Yeah. All right, and then we got another game on tap. Chiefs Cardinals. Obviously, this game should be fireworks. One of the higher totals of the week. I think it's at
Man,
53 for the week.
yeah.
I expect the Chiefs to come out and play really well. The Cardinals have heard a lot of things, especially getting Hollywood Brown there with no D-Hop for the first 6 weeks. Who you got?
Oh man, I think I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go with the Chiefs. I think Pat Mahomes is still, obviously one of the best quarterbacks in the league. A lot of continuity with that team, and I think there's just been a little too much drama for me in Arizona to start the season, even in the off season. Uh, so I don't know. I think the Chiefs come out and win in a pretty handle manner. So I think they can win.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go 35-21. I'm gonna go 35-21 Chiefs.
35-21 Chiefs.
Yeah,
That's high scoring. I
yeah,
think the Chiefs are going to come out with something to prove. I think Mahomes, you right on the 35 because I think Mahomes is going to come out like, I don't need
yeah,
Tyreek.
yeah,
I feel like he's going to be like 4 or 5 TDs locked in. Like,
yeah.
and the Cardinals, to me, without D-Hop, they're going to struggle a little bit more than people think. I think
I
Hollywood
agree.
Brown is
Yeah.
good, but he ain't D-Hop, dog. So
Mm-mm.
give me the
Even
Chiefs
last
in
year,
this one.
even last year in the playoffs, like we were talking about, this team needed more weapons. So to lose your
Yeah.
best weapon, like they lose Chase Edmonds as well. Like those are
Yeah.
big losses. Christian
They're
Kirk, like
more
we
than
don't
they want
talk
to
about.
admit.
Exactly. Yeah, we don't talk about, those are huge losses to the team. So
Like, Hollywood Brown is basically just Christian Kirk, maybe a little bit more
exactly.
than
Yeah.
that, but he's not much more than Christian Kirk in my opinion. And
Uh-huh.
so you still don't have Diop. It's gonna be a problem. So
I
hopefully,
was gonna say, I was gonna say a better Rondale Moore. So you did him better
I
than
mean, you
me.
ain't lying. You ain't
Yeah.
lying. So
Yeah.
all right, let's talk about it. Chargers, Raiders, Chargers, Raiders, and I mean every game we do, I already know what team you're gonna say. So
I'm not
I
gonna
know
say
you're
every
going here,
game.
but tell me why the Chargers are gonna beat the Raiders.
I'm gonna go with the Chargers, man, just because I think the Raiders got a lot of questions still. I know they added, Devontae Adams, they added Chandler Jones, but that secondary is very questionable. Offensive line is very questionable. And Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack is coming, man. And I think Justin Herbert entering year three. I think we can see a Josh Allen leap that we saw from his year two to year three. I think we can see the same thing with Justin Herbert. Even better than what he's been in his first 2 years. I think he's gonna have a huge leap. He's my MVP pick, so
I
I'm
know,
I'm a rock. I'm
I
a rock
know.
with Justin Herbert
Oh my god.
and the Chargers, man.
You don't have to hear this Charger shit all year long, man. All year long, man. And
I know who you
listen,
picking though.
I like the Chargers, man. I think the
Okay.
Chargers are going to win this game. I I don't see the same. Like, how much more can Justin Herbert improve off of having two of the best years ever? One of the best 2 year starts ever for a quarterback. Like,
I think he takes that, like, he's had good statistics, and people look at the stats and like, oh man, I think he's going to take the next step in game management. Like, I think
winning.
that's a huge winning. That's a huge part of being an elite quarterback. Like, Corey Linsley is the center for the Chargers. Has talked about he's seeing more Aaron Rodgers like cadences at the line and controlling the game at the line. Like, that's huge in a quarterback. Obviously, second year in the system with Brandon Staley. I think more game management is going to be a big key to Justin Herbert's success leading into the future.
All right, all right. I'll give
Yeah.
you this one. When we start getting these
Okay.
other games, though, bro, I'm gonna be pressing you a little bit
Okay.
more, dog.
Okay. Okay.
These fucking Chargers, man. We're gonna be talking about
Man.
these Chargers and the Niners all
Yeah,
season
for
long.
sure.
I get to be a
For
homer on
sure.
this show, I feel like. All right, Sunday night game is Tampa and Dallas, the Buccaneers and the Cowboys. And this one right here is a little interesting to me. Who you got?
Yeah.
I want to hear your explanation on this game because the Sunday night game can be very interesting, I think, for multiple
Yeah.
reasons.
I think it can be interesting. It's tough, man. I don't think Dallas is going to be. I think people are writing off Dallas a little bit, and I don't think they're going to be terrible, but I do think that it's still Tom Brady and it's still the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I think they still got something to prove. I'm going to take the Bucks on this one, week one. And Tom's never lost to the Cowboys, so I'm going to rock with that.
He's never lost to the Cowboys, and I don't expect it to happen now.
Yeah,
But this game with the way that Tampa Bay's O line is banged up, I can see Dallas wrecking shit this week. Like,
yeah,
it's going to be a closer game than people think, and it wouldn't shock me if the Cowboys, with everything they have going on with their team, their injuries that they've been having, it would not, even the O line, like, it wouldn't shock me if the Cowboys won this game. But
yeah.
in
It
my
wouldn't
official
shock me either.
pick, yeah, it's just they're not as, like you said, they're not as bad as people want to
Yeah,
write them off as they're just like not this good football team. They still have a lot of the same core pieces there. It's just the supporting pieces aren't there right now. Like,
yeah. I
they
think,
still have a lot of the core reasons why they won the division last year. So
yeah.
to write them off that soon, I think is a little irresponsible on our end. I just don't see them beating the Bucks this week. That's it.
I agree. I agree.
All right, and then Monday night, Russ is back. Russ is back in
Man,
Seattle. Any chance the Seahawks win
oh
this
my
game?
gosh, bro, I was on the internet today. Somebody said, imagine getting ready for an NFL season with all this excitement, and your quarterback is Geno Smith. Like, how can you be excited,
Yeah.
man? You're a Seahawks fan. What are you excited for? I know Russ is coming back. This one's Broncos country. Let's ride all day. I'm taking the
Let's ride.
Broncos. Easy,
Broncos
like
country.
easy.
Let's
Yeah,
ride.
yeah,
I'm with you on there. I mean, I don't see a world in the Seahawks winning this game. Now, it's a good spot for them because they're going to come out with energy and they know Russ pretty well. So I think they're going to take away a lot of the things that he does well. But
uh-huh.
at the end of the day, gotta have the Broncos winning this one, man.
Yeah,
I don't see it happening any other way.
yeah.
All right, and then we on to tonight's game, man. Thursday night football, Bills Rams, the one that starts it off. Who you rocking with?
I'm going with the champs, man. I'm going with the champs. I'm going with the Rams. I think there's a lot of hype surrounding Buffalo right now. Obviously, deservingly so. I think they're a good football team, but it's still the Super Bowl defending champs. They're at home. It's gonna be hot in there, man. People don't realize like SoFi Stadium is like it's covered, and the heat in LA right now is crazy.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a toaster in there, and I
bro, it's like
think,
115 out here
oh
right
my
now.
gosh, yeah. So I don't know, man. I think LA is gonna be cracking. I think the fans are gonna be excited, man. Super Bowl rings, obviously the Super Bowl ceremony before. I'm going with the Rams week one. Start the season and defend the home field.
I'm not buying into the Bills hype. I'm not
Uh-huh.
buying into them as this revenge tour. They're gonna win the Super Bowl. I'm not buying into all that, but I am buying into them week one. I feel like they're
Okay.
gonna come in there and start off the season hot. This Rams defense is going to play really well, and the Bills are going to play really well defensively. But I could just see the Rams offense with Allen Robinson there now. Stafford and his whole elbow thing. They're saying that he's fine. Cam Akers is banged up. There's just a little bit of pause for concern for me with the Rams. And these the ceremonies, for some reason, these teams always come out a little slow. Whether it's the jitters, it's week one, the celebration. A lot of times they come out a little flat in these games. So I'm going to go with the Bills, my official pick. Just kind of throw things off. Is there anything
Yeah.
about this game that you're looking at specifically, like when it comes to receivers or if it comes into the quarterback matchup? Is there
It's
anything
coming to
specifically?
yeah. It's coming to the quarterback matchup. I think everybody's talking about Matt Stafford's elbow and stuff. Like he talked about it, man. He said, "I feel better now than I did in the Super Bowl last year." So, and he looked great in the Super Bowl last year. He looked great in the
Yes.
playoffs. And I think obviously it's year two with this system for him. We've seen Matt Stafford go to LA, win a Super Bowl in his first year. He's added Allen Robinson, got Cam Akers back, got Daryl Henderson. Obviously, is still the backup there. Got Cooper Kupp. I think there's just a lot of weapons still in LA, and that defense is still lethal. So I'm gonna
Right.
go with the Rams. I know they lost some pieces. I know they lost, Von Miller, Odell, some other role players, but I'm gonna still stick with the Rams.
Well, we got 6 games, 6 games that we disagreed on. So we'll be able to come back. We're going to take a look at season totals throughout the year, keep track, keep a tally of our picks. We did picks for every single game this week. We will do picks for every single game this season. So make sure you guys stay tuned and follow along for that. But we got one more thing I want to talk about. We got
Okay.
to do this. It's our segment. So I'm going to give you a couple names. I want you to tell me if you think they're top five.
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes, top five quarterback.
Yes.
Locked in, right? Like you can't take
Locked
him out the
in.
top five.
Can't take him
Aaron
out now.
Rodgers, is he a top five quarterback?
Yes.
Locked in.
Locked
Can't take him
locked
out. There's
in.
nobody else. Tom Brady, top five quarterback locked in or not?
Yes. Locked in.
Locked
I
in
think
Brady, right?
yeah, I'm
So
still
that
locked in with
leaves
Brady.
2 spots. And I want you to fill
Uh-huh.
these 2 spots because I feel like those were like universal. You got to put those guys top five.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw 4 names your way that I think can fit in that conversation. And now
It's
you got to put 2 in there.
it's crazy because I have three names that are just they're right there. It's three.
It's
It's two
tough.
spots and I got three names.
It's tough. But
Yeah.
all right. So Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson,
Oh my, those are all three of the names right
and
there.
Matthew Stafford. Which 2 go in your top 5?
I'm gonna say right now, I'm gonna say Josh Allen, and I'm gonna say Lamar Jackson.
Oh, he didn't do it. I thought
I
for sure
didn't do
Herbert was
it.
going in
I
there.
didn't do it. As much as I want to, right now, I think Lamar Jackson, obviously, he's been MVP, and I think he's one of the most dynamic players in the NFL. It's crazy. I don't see him in a lot of people's top five at all.
Yeah.
For me, he's a top five quarterback, no doubt. As much as I want to put Justin Herbert in there, I think he's still got something to prove on the winning side of things. So I'm gonna go right now. Pat Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Josh Allen, and Lamar Jackson.
Now, I agree with you on four of them. Four of them,
Mm,
I'm right there with you. I actually have Josh Allen outside of my top five.
wow.
I think talent wise,
Let's
he's
hear it.
there. Talent wise, he's there. Like, if I was to just put it together a list of talent that I want as my quarterback, he'd be in the
Mm,
top five. If I was to put together a fantasy team, he's a top five, top two option, probably one on most cases, fantasy. But when I look at winning and I look at the ability to win games, we have
mm-hmm.
not seen Josh Allen take that leap and win. I know the 13 seconds was there last year. That shit could have been a win, should have been a win, but guess what? It was an
Yeah.
L. It was
Yeah.
an L. And that was one big reason I had Stafford outside of my top five, most of the time top 10 quarterbacks during his tenure in Detroit. The thing he has now is he has the numbers to go with winning. So to me, that's what defines a quarterback. Like when I look at Lamar, when I look at Pat Mahomes, I look at Aaron Rodgers, Brady, they all have one thing in common, and that's getting your team to a win. I feel
Okay.
like Stafford did that. He had 41 touchdowns, over 4,500 yards passing, also has a ring. That's why I got him in there.
Okay.
And I've been a
I
big
see it, man.
Stafford hater.
It's crazy because like I I feel like at my top five is like that's what I feel, but at the same time, like if you're asking me who I'd rather have between Justin Herbert and Josh Allen, I'm taking Justin Herbert 10 times out of 10.
10
Like
times out of
it's
10?
10 times out of 10 I'm taking Justin Herbert, and I don't. I've watched him more than Josh Allen, but for me, like I don't know, man. It's just I feel like I need to have Josh Allen in there, but I don't really have like I don't have facts of why I need to have him in there.
He's the prototypical like combo quarterback, mobile,
Uh,
big, has a big arm. Like he has all those tools, but how much of that was like Stephon Diggs coming? Because before Diggs
yeah,
came, before Brian Dable, like that was a whole different Josh Allen.
yeah,
Like that could be like give Lamar Stephon Diggs, and what are we talking about?
yeah.
You know
And
what I
it's
mean? Like
Yeah, it's for me like Josh Allen too is like the reason why I have him ahead of Justin Herbert right now is because of he's been to the playoffs the last 2 years. He's made playoff runs.
exactly.
He's although he hasn't necessarily made it to where they want to be and where their team probably should have been, he's at least gotten there. And that's the only knock I have on Justin Herbert right now.
What about a guy like Russell Wilson? You know what I'm saying? Who's been to the Super
Yeah,
Bowl? We've seen him win a lot. Hasn't won in recent years, but are we putting him up there in that like is he in that conversation too?
he's not in that conversation for me like right
Why
now.
not?
Like
Why not?
I just the last 2 3 years, like we've seen Russ, like he's had good seasons, you can say, but we haven't. It wasn't the Russ that we saw when he had dominant defenses when they were going to Super Bowls and they had Marshawn Lynch. Like we've seen him with teams that aren't as good as when he made those runs early in his career,
Yeah,
and now we haven't seen him be able to carry a team to 12, 13 wins. Like I think people underestimate. Like I don't think the Packers necessarily have a great team, but Aaron Rodgers is like he's carried them to 12,
carried.
13, 14 wins like every single season. And I think that's the difference between a guy like Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson.
All right. I had to get
Yeah.
that. Had to get that little quick top five out
Yeah.
before the game started. Man, football's back, baby. We're here to
Yes,
cover
sir.
it. We're gonna be talking about it all season. We'll get some NBA stuff in either next show or the show after that. But man, season's here. I'm excited. Any parting thoughts on the season before we get going, man?
Man. February, we're gonna be
Oh my
seeing the
gosh.
Bolts. The Bolts hosting the Lombardi. So right here, you're gonna hear
Hey.
it right now. Sticking with it. Go Bolts, man.
Live Tokyo Talk from Super Bowl 49ers in Los Angeles Chargers playing. We got to see it. We'd have to
Oh my
be
god.
there for that one.
We gotta be there. We gotta live stream the Super Bowl, everything, man. It's
Hell
gonna be
yeah. Hell
it'll
yeah.
be
We need some
crazy.
media credentials from somewhere, from
Yeah,
somebody. We need to get in there. So
yeah.
that does it for this episode. Enjoy the NFL season. We'll be back next week to talk week 2 and make our predictions there. But until then, stay tuned.
Yes, sir.